Welcome to the first video from AcordGarage. I'm going to be using YouTube as a platform to both work on cars, share my love about cars, hopefully share some information about working on them, and kind of just explore sharing what I love to do. I love working on cars. I love cars. I just recently picked up this 2001 Lexus IS300 with about 225,000 miles on it. It has been 5-speed manual swapped by a Lexus technician about 30,000 miles ago. The transmission and clutch feels great. I've always really liked these cars. I really like the taillights and the headlights and the body shape. I think this is a sedan done right. The car is relatively stock. It's got the headlight and taillight covers that a lot of people do to this car. It's got a clutch damper delete. It's been lowered on teen coils that are about 1.5 inch drop. The interior has been cloth seat swapped, which is very popular. The suede and black leather. A lot of people don't like it, but I like both of the interiors. I'm kind of glad this one has the cloth one though, because you really don't see it that much anymore. When I first got the car, it was throwing a airbag error code, so I've got a resistor in there that's getting rid of that code, but eventually I will do a harness to where the airbags work in these again. I have done one mod to the car, I guess to the key since I got it. These keys that were designed by Toyota and Lexus were really weak. This manufacturer does a ABS plastic and titanium design that is just brilliant. I'll show you the interior. See, both the door cards and the seats were swapped with this awesome material, and they're both in great shape. The interior is really clean. Most of the owners that had it paid someone else to do a lot of work to it, minus the technician who did a lot of the work himself. The most recent owner, the guy I bought it from, was a younger kid who, unfortunately, with younger people, they do a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. He put this radio in, and he also put a amp in, and the install definitely needs to be redone. This dash kit from Metra is just garbage. I mean, look at that crap. It's just cheap plastic that just barely is attached, so I'm gonna be going back over that. I actually went and picked up a Sony CarPlay radio the other day on Facebook Marketplace. It was pretty clean, so excited to show you all that. I'll show you the engine before I kind of drive it around. This isn't the usual style video I'm gonna do, but it's just kind of an introduction. I want to show you the car that we're working with. LOL. You can see this engine is mostly stock. The clutch damper delete is that blue thing over there, but it's been pretty well taken care of. It doesn't burn any oil. It doesn't consume any oil to the best of my knowledge. Let's take it for a spin. Also, if you do stuff like this, I'm gonna hope that I can show you how to not do stuff like this, because this is absolutely terrible and a no-no. Anywho, one of the coolest parts about this car is the chronograph style speedo. Absolutely love it. To the best of my knowledge, the exhaust is stock. I got back underneath there and looked, and the muffler and the resonator appear to be unchanged. Throwing those transmission codes, since the 2001, it was never wired for a manual ECU. I'll drive it normally and hard to give you an impression of the car. The clutch and the transmission feel great, although on this hot Alabama day, this shifter is really hot. The interior of the car for a Lexus is pretty quiet. It's got some road noise, but I'm going to attribute that mostly to how the suspension is set up right now. It drives great. I don't think this car is quite 50-50, but it's pretty damn close and it rides great. So there's some normal acceleration for you. When I get a little bit past civilization, I'll open it up a bit more. It'll turn the traction control off as well. That way I don't get the slip indicator that every single time the tires break loose. Yeah, when the manual swap was done, they kept this speedo, which is fine with me because the mileage is correct. It's the automatic speedo. He did manual swap or put the manual steering wheel on, which is awesome. when I get through this corner up here, I'll give it a, or I guess while I'll go through the corner, I'll give it a little bit of gas and kind of show you just how well this thing, for a naturally aspirated 2JZ, which I think is like a hair over 200 horsepower, the thing just revs up great. And didn't anticipate that car being there. It's a really fun car. I never really thought about daily driving one of these, and this one popped up. If you're curious, I paid $5,500 for this car, which is just a hell of a steal. It's a little bit hard cornering right there. I'm by no means a professional driver. I'm not going to act like it. I'm not going to do anything that's going to endanger my own life or anyone else's on this road, but it is really fun to drive. You don't see too many of these cars, especially manual ones. So when I paid $5,500 for it, that was actually a pretty damn good deal, because a lot of these now go anywhere from $8,000 to $11,000, which is just insane for what these cars are nowadays, especially as the mileage gets up. There's one I was looking at, and it was like $11,000. That's 76,000 original miles, which is really impressive, but it wasn't quite the platform I was looking for. I haven't decided if there's any super long-term power goals or anything with this, but I definitely want to keep it a daily driver for now and kind of baseline / maintain it. Do minor mods here and there. There's a lot of stuff that's really annoying. A lot of people 3D print parts. I'm gonna get this radio surround as well and swap out this terrible cup holder. Apparently this cup holder wasn't in all the year Lexuses. Some of the ones actually had a very useful insert. This one is not useful at all. And what I'll do before I conclude this video is I'll give you one hard acceleration, just to kind of give you a good idea of what to expect for stock power that this naturally aspirated motor makes. And it's really, really fun to drive. I can't emphasize that enough. The interior is really nice. This 2001 doesn't have the sticky dash, which is really, which is a huge benefit. Another thing that's been changed that I forgot to mention was there is a BRZ differential in here with the limited slip. That is just, it is amazing. I haven't had any issues with the car. I bought it in Orlando, and on my way driving back, I actually did break a CV. It was vibrating on the way back, so I knew it was going. I was driving it a hair too hard and slipping the tires on some painted lines, coming from start and stop, going through some of the tolls and everything, and managed to pop the CV, which is unfortunate. That's all right. I actually did have family in the area. We were able to get this taken care of pretty easily. But for the majority of, I'm just gonna squeeze past this car because I'm really impatient. I'll get close to people, but look at that. That is a cool little van. Again, I'm not the best, and some of my shifts might not be picture perfect, but this thing is just a blast to drive. I'll go ahead and plan on signing off right now with this beautiful view in front of us of whatever, I think it's a Mazda, is